Until 2016, I lived with asthma. I was under the impression that this is a condition that you live with for the rest of your life. And this is what the doctors were telling me since I was 8 years old when I was first diagnosed with asthma and several allergies, dust and pollen and so on. The doctors were telling me that this is something that you can't really treat. You can only manage or control it through medication. As a child, I didn't really pay much attention to it, but as I became older, I couldn't really accept the fact that I will have to live with this condition for the rest of my life and be dependent on the medication and make adjustments in my life to accommodate this illness. So any restrictions on sports, lifestyle, diet, and so on. So it was in 2016 when I came across the work of Dr. Buteyko, and that was some of the articles or videos from Artour himself. And I became very curious about this method because of its simplicity and the way it looked at the chronic illnesses caused by hypoventilation, which I didn't really make that connection before, because I was basing my understanding of the illness on what the medical doctors were telling me. So I started applying this method from 2016. It took me about 2 months, and I managed to get rid of all the medication, and since then I'm medication free. Not only that, but also my overall health improved. So my seasonal flus, I didn't get them that often, and if I did, they last 1 or 2 days almost without any symptoms. So as added benefit of being engaged in doing this method for quite a while, I managed to reduce my sleep, feel much more energy, feel better during the day, feel more focused as well. I lost some weight, even though I wasn't overweight to begin with, but my body started functioning in a very different way. My skin improved as well, even though these are the conditions I didn't really realize I had. But once my immune system became more efficient, it started dealing with these additional problems that were not life-threatening, let's say. It was maybe a year or two ago when I had the ambition to teach this method to others. I started with my immediate surrounding, family, friends, but I soon realized that it's one thing to understand the method and apply it to my own condition, which is asthma, or which was asthma and allergy, and then try to teach that method to other people whose situation is very individual as well, and they suffer from different chronic illnesses, even though all those illnesses are caused by hypoventilation. So I decided to enroll for Artour's course for Buteyko practitioners, and that was about February 2022, and the course lasted almost a year. We had a combination of group classes. There was 3 of us practitioners from across the world, France and Chile. I was based in Slovakia at the time. And we had individual classes as well. So this is one great thing about this course. We didn't only learn about the method in depth and in breadth, but we also spent time on our individual practice, and Artour paid lots of attention to help us as a practitioners or as individuals to become much better in our own practice. So identify the necessary lifestyle changes we still have to make, identify the gaps why we can't break through higher levels of for morning CPs, and he spent lots of time helping us to achieve much better health as well, even though none of us suffered from chronic conditions any longer. So it was a great thing. Also, other thing that I hugely appreciate about the course, besides its great structure, really in-depth information about the illnesses caused by hypoventilation, so the whole spectrum. We also spend lots of time on different lifestyle factors, how to adjust them to different conditions, their importance, science behind them. So all those were part of the course. But what we also did, which I think is missing in many Buteyko related literature or Western practice, is the diet and the GI tract or system, or how else to call it. It's such a crucial part as we learn in this course that but many people neglect it, and many people don't even realize the connection between the gastrointestinal system and their breathing and how one influenced the other. So Arthur is one of the very few people who has extensive knowledge in this area, and he's willing to share it. So that was a fantastic part of the course, and also his openness and his willingness to answer any questions. I don't think there was a question that went unanswered, and he has really in-depth knowledge in this area. So I can only recommend this course to pretty much anyone who would like to either take their practice further and understand the underlying theory and the science behind it, learn about more lifestyle factors that can influence his or her own practice and improve, or to anyone who would like to become a practitioner and start teaching this method. I do, as a result of this course, I feel much more confident in teaching this method and dealing with other conditions and adjusting the method to specific conditions. So even though I don't do it full time, I work with several people in person within the Slovakia and Czech region, as well as online, which is global as well. So, and that's all thanks to Arthur and the course. So yeah, it was fantastic experience, and I highly recommend it.